Jace getting banned as well. Those are both banned in the round of 16 game as well. Urgot has good long-range damage and harass, can be effective bottom or top lane. Terra Capacitor makes him a little bit harass resistant. Jace has exceptionally long range with the Acceleration Gate Mercury Cannon combo. And it does AoE damage. And Jace is so overpowered, he's getting nerfed. Sad face for all the Jace players. I hope they don't over nerf him because he's a really awesome champion. But he's going to go through some tweaks according to some of the info that's been out. Pantheon, durable, has a stun, has a spear. You don't want to get stabbed by that. It's painful. Rammus is a speedy little guy, very, very tanky, can be good at backcapping, or can be really good at straight-up fights with an airborne and a very long taunt. Wukong, good burst damage, good overall, sustained damage too, durable. And Zillion is probably counterbanned specifically against Pooters because Pooters has perfected backcapping in Dominion. Like, there's backcapping, and then there's Pooters. He's on such a higher level of backcapping with his ability to do it and to escape from it and to just be a nightmare.
He has the next level annoyance factor. Yeah.
It's rough stuff, but he's so good at it.
Gander.
And we're seeing...
Gander.
What else we seen?
Gander.
What?
I am tickled pink because Saber Z is on Rengar.
He's gonna be in the bushes. It's gonna be like a horror film. You're gonna walk into the jungle and be like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this... Whoa! Why is animals on my face?
You know how we used to make all those jokes about don't face check the bush because there's a Garen? I think it's a lot scarier when there's a Rengar.
Yes.
Just the physical looks of him, plus his abilities, plus he's overpowered, plus he's a lion. You know, it all comes together very nicely.
Who is it that played Rengar recently in tournaments? I think it was I think it was Oni Snake, and Zaber's been playing him recently. And man, they have really shown what that champion is capable of.
Oh yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Whoa, holy crap, Sauron got Jax.
Is that good?
Dude, man. He usually gets Jax banned out.
Is he like the Jax player? Actually, yeah, Jax made it through the bans. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. I think Jax would get banned out against him a lot earlier on. That's why we didn't see him too much. But since I've been going through like all the records and things like that, Sauron's Jax is probably one of the better Jaxes that there is. I'd like to refer to Game 2 of the finals last week, which was Feel the Vibe versus Hayes Evelyn Child Support Game 2. You can find that in the VODs. And Sauron got to play Jax in that, and man, he was doing some crazy stuff with Jax. He can do bottom lane Jax, he can do top lane Jax. It's probably his best champion overall. Likes to rock that PAX Jax skin, but we rarely get to see it because he gets banned out so often.
A lot of chat predictions coming out saying Plus5 gonna lose, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, no, Plus5 gonna win. Now we were talking about Teemo. Teemo not getting banned, but he was the first pick for blue, and that's a powerful first pick because it did deny him into Zaber. That's why we got the Rengar, and now coming out, we're looking at Pooters is like, he's not gonna get the Zillion. Rammus is already banned out. Who else is left that can be very Pooters-esque? And I'm looking at that Janna. Exactly what I was thinking there, Pooty.
And strangely, no one picked up Malphite. Malphite was kind of left alone for a while, but I guess these two teams know each other well enough to say, hey, you know what? Point defense over there, they don't need Malphite. They really don't. They're going to run into a lot of ranged champions on the enemy team, a lot of harassment, hit-and-run style characters, and they don't need Malphite against that. You need Malphite against melee brawlers like Jax, etc.
Yeah.
They don't need him. However, seeing Flower Bridge pick him up makes a lot of sense because of Zabers and Sauron, especially.
And Blitz.
Sauron getting up in your grill, as it were, and that Jax is going to suffer a little bit against Malphite. So it'll help out a lot. I think Malphite's a solid pick against that comp.
Yeah, no, for sure. As you said, those big, beefy bruiser types, you need to hit them for that attack speed, especially after getting that Frozen Heart. Really does start blowing into effect more mid to late game. But, you know, blue team comp is now fleshed out. Teemo, Diana, Nunu, so we are likely to see that sustained Nunu bottom. Very tanky and very immovable. You know, it might be a Malphite that is a giant rock, but it is that Nunu that's going to be really hard to get out of that lane. And of course, Pooters with that Janna. Lots of movement speed coming out of him. Probably going to be seeing that annoying back cap style he is really well known for. And
Ooh.
I got to say, pretty solid picks overall.
You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing some crazy burst, man.
Yeah, Fizz, my goodness.
Both teams, actually. I'm gonna try and break this down as best I can. This is a tough one. Okay, Malphite, really tanky, airborne, slow, attack speed slow, great champion to have, very durable, and he's gonna be good against Jax and Rengar. He's gonna help out a lot against that. And Water D103 on Teemo. Teemo's very mobile, has good map control when played, AD attack speed, can do a lot of really awesome hit and run stuff. Now we're seeing Diana and we're seeing Nunu, and I'm not sure if one of them is going to go, which one of them is going to go bot. I would be leaning towards Diana bot because of Diana's summoner spells. Cool. Wanted to make sure I wait till the spec delay comes up before I elaborate on that. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, Flower Bridge changed the last moment, so I'm probably going to see Nunu bot. And trolling us with spell picks, man. These teams, they're so cool. And yeah, Nunu bottom lane, seeing Diana. Diana's got that hit and run, can be pretty bursty. And Pooters has going to run around the map and throw tornadoes everywhere and literally be a mobile natural disaster. Janna's a really good pick for that because she has that innate movement speed and she has the tornado, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but it's an airborne which really slows down any people that are trying to chase her, and she has a slow on her attack as well with one of her abilities, which is really good to have. Now, Jax is a really durable melee range champion. He can initiate very well. He can dodge time and stun a bunch of people at once, and he's just really dangerous. The longer the game goes on, the more powerful Jax gets because his build's expensive. Zabers on Rengar. Rengar could be extremely bursty and has some pretty okay sustained damage too, but burst potential is really, really high. Same goes for Fizz. So seeing that Fizz-Rengar combination, I can see someone getting caught wandering away, especially in the case of Teemo, Pooters, and Diana. I mean, excuse me, Janna. Keep calling the champ the player. I have a bad habit of that, I'm sorry. Seeing those champions that probably aren't going to build extremely tanky, I think Diana might, but Teemo, if he was walking in the wrong place, placing those mushrooms, I can see him getting taken down pretty hard. And if Brand opts for a Hextech sweeper and bush checks with that for mushrooms before setting up a gank, I can see really bad things happening to Teemo and Diana and Janna throughout this game because of the burst potential that they have. In addition to the control that MMKH brings as Blitzcrank, Blitzcrank's probably MMKH's best champion. So seeing MMKH Blitzcrank, seeing Sauron Jax is whoa. And I mean, if we had Saber's Teemo on top of that, I mean, this would be like some really scary old school point defense style roster. MMKH, with all that disruption that he's going to be able to bring down, is going to be able to lock someone in place for that extra amount of time that it's going to need for one of their main burst champions like Rengar or Fizz to be able to get up and dish out that damage, or just to delay it in general. The only thing that makes me kind of raise an eyebrow is Brand. Brand's a great champion. I don't really know how he fits into the comp because it feels like a really gank-oriented comp, but I guess you need Brand in case team fights really do get breaking out because Rengar and Fizz are going to be a little bit squishy. So you're going to want to punish people that try and dive in on that champion to break them up. So if someone wants to go all in on Rengar or Fizz, then Brand has that AoE damage. They're not going to want to clump up to deliver those hits onto those two champions because it might sort of give the opportunity for Brand to lay down a pillar pyroclasm combo and level the whole team. I think I got that figured out. But for all I know, I could be wrong. I'm only like 1700 yellow in Dominion.
I might not be good at this game, but it's gonna go down like this.
Yeah, I'm not amazing, but I read a book once.
Oh my god, we have a friend who's like that. Just like saw some random sentence in some random book and is all of a sudden an expert arguing against people that have been doing it for years. It's just like, you are really annoying.
I think every group of friends has one of those. That's probably me in my group. But I always preface it with, look, man, I read some stuff. I don't know everything, but it could be this way. I can't confirm.
Cannot believe you just reminded me of that. Now I am sad. Again, they're making me sad. Alright, left hand side. Pooters. or the wild Pooties. Pooties gone wild, XX, triple, whatever. Get out your credit card. They're going to be your blue team. Team on your purple side. Sauron making a return on point defense. Zaber Z on that Rengar. Color me excited. Dominate Dominion 25. Game number 2 of the week. Porco Jester and Gandai here. Thank you guys for joining us. We do know that some other big name tournaments are having DDoS issues, but we're alive and kicking.
Cool. And yeah, man, Shoutcaster Mundo skin. He has a microphone instead of a
Yeah, I saw that.
instead of a thing. That would be really cool. That'd be a great way to get more people into casting too. Because it's like, well, I want to play. I want to get something for
You
doing
should
it.
only give it to casters.
Yep. You have to cast. Let's say I don't know. You have to cast like 5 tournaments or something like that. Submit the info to Riot. Boom. Caster Mundo. Let me know when you load in. I'm trying to work around for this
I'm
load
in.
thing. You're in?
I'm in. That's what she said? I don't know.
Whoa!
Are you in?
You ever open your task manager, like, and you know how it has end task switch to a new task, right?
Not a good idea.
My League of Legends window for the game is the size of the end task button.
Good job.
I don't know how that happened.
Brilliant. Either way, we are now into the game, guys, so lay down your bets, get out your, I don't know, popcorn, enjoy yourself a match. Now, who do we go on bottom here? We did sustain a Nunu as a pick to go bottom. But right now, he is not looking to go bottom whatsoever. On the flip side, Sauron, I do believe, is the bottom player for point defense, and he is all ready to go. Has himself boots, the Prospector's Blade, a few health potions, and he's rocking that Pax Jax. Style points to you, sir.
Yeah, Sauron loves the Pax Jack skin. We see a lot of that. Him and Fizz both have hats. Coincidence or sick play? Not sure which one. Only time will tell. Just to recap real quick, so I got the VOD rolling now. This is the round of 8 game DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion tournament number 24. This is Pooty's Gone Wild versus Point Defense. Pooty's Gone Wild team is Ardnails with Malphite Water D103 on Teemo, Ekis the Seraph on Diana, Pooters on Janna, Flowerbridge on Nunu, and on their side, Point Defense, we have Sauron as Jax, Zabers as Rengar, High Peoples on Brand, MMKH, Blitzcrank, and Melkor on Fizz. I'm Gander, casting with...
Oh yeah, me. Little of me, Forgo Jester here. I am going to be your stream camera, and I was looking at that Pooters. Pooters making his way up top. Did use that Ghost to get there, and if you look at him, he does not rock Revive. He is going to be going with a Ghost Cleanse build. Bottom lane is going to be clashing as well. It is going to be that sustain Nunu versus that Sauron, that Pax Jax. But top lane looking not so good. That Windmill about to get its first blood, and fittingly enough, it is that Teemo. Zaberz saying, how dare you take my Teemo? Grants himself that double kill because that was some significant peeling in the jungle. That was pretty much an uncontested top. That was not the best of ideas, Blitzcrank. He is going to drop to Water D103. And already lots of kills on the action, Gander.
And lots of action on the map. People going every which way. MMKH kind of on anti-Pooters' duty. It seems this game seen a lot of him chasing Pooters around so far. Zabers and MMKH trying to go for a pincher play on Pooters over here, and they are able to get off the so the cleanse has been used by Pooters. He's getting caught with the grab, and Janna, her flight plan, not approved by the FAA, is going to get grounded at the lower part of the map. However, Melkor and Water D103 are having a little discussion of sorts in the jungle. They seem to be disagreeing and parting ways with each other. However, Sauron, late to the argument, Bush checks the counterattack, doesn't find anything, unfortunately. At the top of the map, Ardnails and Ekis the Seraph going to put some hurt on High Peoples. High Peoples having to retreat back to that point. Water D103 with a little bit of chip there in on Zabers. And at the bottom lane, however, Melkor comes down to help gank for Sauron. And Flowerbridge is going to take a little bit of damage. And Melkor is going to back off. Sauron getting pushed up against his tower slowly down here. Has to do with a minion wave, but he does have that counterattack. He's got some innate attack speed. Everything should be okay down at that bottom lane.
Well,
but
speaking...
might get neutral.
Yeah, speaking about, hitting those towers, bottom lane is doing alright, but top did get almost neutraled. It is, yeah, that top lane, that fight, neutraled out. Team Red, Point Defense, they are still going to be able to hold this, but as you were saying, Sauron bottom lane, not looking so good.
No, not right now. Nunu pushed up against the tower, getting some damage in on him. Sauron's starting to run a little bit low on mana, but Melkor is coming down. He's going to Playful Trickster over onto that health relic to make sure that Flower Bridge is not able to pick it up and chase him away as Sauron recaptures the point. MMKH and Pooters both roaming. MMKH looking for Pooters, trying to keep Pooters back off of the tower. And that's how you fight Pooters, or any intense backcapping plays. You put a dedicated member of your team on backcapper duty, and you use that person to keep tabs on them to set up plays where you can be able to kill them. And once their roamer is dead, that's when you can make some serious plays for for the refinery, or make ganks for bottom safely without having to worry about anything getting backcapped in return. Pooter's going for the drill, but MMKH is right there up at the top. However, Water D103 getting caught just off of the point by that Chum the Waters there. Imagine Melkor having to Playful Trickster out away from that, but looks like he is going to die to the poison potentially unless he can get to the health relic really quickly. We will see. Zaber Z getting taken down there. High People standing in the back, chipping away. The tower has been neutraled by the minions. Wire D103 just needs to get one hit on Magi Melkor, and with that Storm Shield, he might be able to put him down. Look at the damage on High People's right there. High People's having to retreat. He's got that health potion popped as he is falling back, and Magi Melkor there going for Water D103, uses that dodge with the Playful Trickster, kiting Water D103 back towards his allies, and Water D103 is going to get taken down. The Bolas from Zabers there, saving Fizz from being killed by Teemo, and they are going to be able to recover that point.
A little bit of an extended foray there, but yeah, Zaber did go down. Looks like they will be able to pick that up. Some excellent kiting coming out from that Fizz. I got to really give him props. And at the same time, again, you were talking about Pooters, how you really got to be on that backcapping duty. I got to say, every time you load into a game where you have to be stuck on a backcapping duty, it's like a waste of time. It just really feels unsatisfactory to force yourself to do this, but if you want to win, you got to shut down that Pooters, and as you can see here, he is trying to do exactly that. MMKH not even leaving this drill area, knows that Pooters is going to come for him, and is expertly just denying Pooters anything that he could have gleaned out of that. Now top Water is going to come up here with Diana. Could be a little bit of a turn on top of Zaber. Here comes that Malphite as well, but Brand is there to help with the defense. A little bit of damage going down on top of Diana. A little bit too close to that tower. No garrisons yet, but that Brand ultimate, my goodness, just dropping Diana so very quickly. Malphite not looking so good here, but neither is Zaber, but the big burst coming down on top of Teemo, and Zaber I think is now like 3 for 1 in terms of kills against that Teemo. He's really mad.
Yeah, Rengar and Rengar and Teemo having a lot of sorts of engagements here. MMKH chasing Pooters through the center of the map. Magi Melkor Fizz looking like he's going down to make a play for the bottom. Magi Melkor had just gone down there a little bit ago to break Sauron, so Sauron could go back, and it looks like Nunu took an opportunity to go back when the wave was pushed out. Janna cutting in behind, going for that quest objective point, but MMKH is on his way down right now. Blue team, Pooty's gone wild, over by the refinery there, and Pooter's Janna heading over towards Sauron, gonna help Flower Bridge go for a gank right there, but MMKH is right behind. Pooters is really low on mana, getting grabbed, getting airborne, getting static field, and getting grounded right there. And now MMKH and Sauron are in a really good position to try and push this tower. They want to build up that creep wave before they do so, however, so they have that extra cap going on. Catches him with a counterattack. Ignite goes down on him, Leap strikes right on in. Defensive garrison on that tower to help keep it up a little bit longer, but the revive is already down, so Flower Bridge is not going to be able to recover that. However, while that's all going on, Water D103 cuts in for the drill. Ardenale's kind of zoning right behind him, and the other members of Point Defense are going to push up on the refinery.
At the same time, Pooty's and the Pooty's Gone Wild. I just don't want to say that name. I don't know. Pooter's going to be dropping really quick, but it does look like Malphite did go up top, and Teemo actually did do what Pooters could not. He did neutral out that drill, so while all of Point Defense was kind of focused in on that fight there on the left-hand side, we were able to get 2 neutralizations out. At the same time, we don't actually have any blue points on the map. That was the price they did pay. Going for those distractions, they weren't able to defend. They've lost all their points. This could be the end of a Teemo, but it is only MMKH here. Here comes Diana to help support as well. We will not have a Teemo kill going down, but we might be able to claim at least 1 point here for Pooter's Gone Wild. It's not looking good, though, at this point.
Things are looking a little grim, you might say, for Team Pooty's Gone Wild. Zabers is over there in the jungle looking for Flower Bridge, trying to keep him sort of pegged down, not really able to go out and make a play. Sauron on the enemy end of the map. Gonna tag that health relic over there. And Pooty's Gone Wild seems to be on the complete opposite side of the map at the drill, just kind of hanging out over there. Flower Bridge dropping the absolute zero, putting some hurt on Zaber. Zaber's going to retreat from that fight. MMKH catching Ekis the Seraph there. Brand with a Pyroclasm there. Zaber's jumping one way and then jumping another way.
Wow.
Jump, get a Janna kill there.
Jump up.
Sauron going to interrupt Ardnails. There's so many things going on.
Well, yeah, Zaber, he's going to come up here. He's going to stop this kind of push from Flower Bridge. I'm not too sure if he'll actually be able to take down the Yeti, but at the same time, it is going to be delaying this point capture. And at a score of 455 to 183 and still no points to their name, it is not looking good for Pooty's Gone Wild at this point in the game. Pooters, he does have now finished up that Quicksilver Sash. Still probably won't do him any good because he has absolutely zero offensive items, only those defensive. But it does look like we are still able to put a few kills on the board. Malphite able to grab that. He does have now 2 kills to his name, but check out the kill counters on both teams here, Gander. 2 kills to Malphite because he just got them, 3 to the Teemo, and that's it.
Oh my, I had not noticed that. Thank you for pointing that out. The only people with kills on Pooty's Gone Wild are Malphite and Teemo. 5 kills so far for the entire game, unfortunately. Now, it is common to see Pooters without kills, though, because of his backcapping style of play. But a little bit unusual to see a lack of them from a character like Diana. Things leveling out a little bit here. Point defense now back on what could be considered their side of the map. And Pooty's Gone Wild in control of 2 points. The refinery and the quarry for them. Sauron trying to hold off over here with a push coming his way from Flower Bridge. It looks like Magi Melkor is there as well, and he's going to dash in on him. Sauron's going to go in with that counter attack there and get that stun off on him. But just above, however, Diana, how did that go down, Forecourt?
She melted. That's the best way to put it. She walked into a rush. There's 3 people there, including a Rengar, and that was literally all she wrote. Now you saw that kill down south on top of that. Nunu not able to get out of that. Rengar going to come up here, finish off the target from High Peoples. What a kill steal, but either way, still, again, those kills matter. Brand, 0 deaths. Jax, 0 deaths. And then 5 deaths between the next 3. Water, you're not getting out of that one. You are Super Mario pounced on the head. And Pooter's not looking so good either. It's pretty much, I mean, I want to call it right here. I really do.
I don't know. You never know how it can go in Dominion. Pooter's, almost fate sealed right there with that rocket grab. Kites MKH right over that point. Teemo synchronizes really, really well with the backcapping style of play because if you put mushrooms at the right points on the map, your backcapper can kite any would-be pursuers or deterrents over those mushrooms to slow them down. But Pooter's going to have to duck out of that fight. Magi Melkor wants some of that. Not quite able to pull over that. So opts to hang out, but he's going to throw the Chum the Waters in on Ardnails right there, while Sauron's going to put a little bit of poke in on Flower Bridge, and he's not going to get there in time to stun Nunu. He does pop the counterattack, though, but it goes off before it's able to be interrupted. And Malphite gets taken down. Flower Bridge going to back off away from that point, and Pooter's heading for the drill right now as High People's Brand pushes on the refinery.
Yeah, this is just pain. Yeah, Pooter's
it's a rough game.
Pooter's getting fisted there by Blitz. Not a terrible way to go, I guess, but he's on the way out. He's out. Yeah, that's for sure. High People's going 2-on-1 against both Diana as well as Teemo. Is able to take Teemo to the grave with him. Got the unstoppable spree, and finally we do got deaths now on all team members here of point defense. But still, 435 to 53, a 4-cab situation possible coming up. Zaber not able to take the 2 versus 1, although he did give it a valiant effort. Does not really matter at this point. They are just so far ahead in terms of gold, in terms of points, in terms of items. Seraph about to drop. High Peoples, there he goes. Water not looking good. 3-on-1 does get bursted down. Another double kill for Brand. And Sauron, Mr. Sauron, this bottom lane, this Trinity Force doing wonders against Empire, but he's going Empire! And didn't really do any damage.
You know, you gotta give it that go. See Sauron maxing his Empower last, going Leap Strike first, then Counterattack, then Empower down there in that bottom lane. Pooty's getting warded off from the bottom point. Magimilkor retaking that point for his team, and barring something exceptional, I think this is going to be it. They got to get this windmill neutral. If they can't do it, point defense is going to be able to delay long enough to take away this game. And Ekis the Seraph had health, but then forgot where it was, unfortunately. And Ardnail's getting taken down, but it's a really Ard thing to do, killing a Malphite. Teemo going to follow shortly thereafter. And now point defense, all they got to do is delay for a little bit, maybe go for a greed Booter's kill. Magimilkor missing with the lobster. Urf always sounds so panicked when he comes out of the ground. He's like, Urf! He's in the ground, he doesn't know what's going on. Sauron stalking Flower Bridge. Pretty hard right there, waiting for that Leap Strike to come up. No, he's not going to follow up on it. Brand going for the Refinery, and it looks like point defense looking in absolutely great shape, monster moding up this whole game right here. Going to take the victory against Pooty's Gone Wild here in the round of 8. Point defense going to the round of 4. Snowflake on the screen.